All right, so let's open up your constitutions, right? Where are we going to go? Got it, Article 6, Clause 2, okay? Remember, that's the bottom of page 15 and the top of page 16. Open that up real quick. You're going to see that you already have some of that highlighted in yellow, right? From before when we have the supremacy clause. Here's where we're going in and finding where the treaty law clause shows up. So it's that bottom line on page 15 where it says, all treaties made or which shall be made. Underline, highlight that in pink. And then the first line of page 16, under the authority of the United States. Now, the last little part here, phrase, says, shall be the supreme law of the land. Notice that's the same wording as in the supremacy clause. This is where the treaty law clause and the supremacy clause share some space, okay? So you can maybe highlight half of it in pink and half of it in yellow, okay? So when you look at the whole thing, we're going to throw this up on a slide so you can read it better. All treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. Got it? Okay. Why is it called the treaty law clause? Well, quite simply because the word treaty and law, right? It's a treaty law clause. What's a treaty? A treaty is a formal agreement between two or more nations. Okay? That's what a treaty is. Like I said before, it's the agreement between the nations. It's all the international things. Now, Article 6, Clause 2 starts out with this little phrase, all treaties made or which shall be made. Simply saying, look, their treaties are already made when they wrote the Constitution, and their treaties are going to be made. And then it ends by saying, shall be the supreme law of the land. Now, you're probably already seen a little challenge here because we've gone through this so many times. The challenge is too many people think that all treaties made shall be the supreme law of the land. But there's something in between there, isn't there? Okay? There's a gap. And what's that gap? What's that grayed out portion? What's the part that we're missing there? It's under the authority of the United States, which is a condition. We already talked about a condition, right? We talked about it way back in part 2 with the supremacy clause, okay? Let's review that real quick. A condition is what? It's a requirement that must be met first, correct? You have to comply with the condition if you want the result, okay? So the condition in this case is under the authority of the United States. So in other words, as an example, if a skinny boy wants to become a buff bodybuilder, what's he got to do? You got it. He's got to lift weights, right? You can't go around it. You can't say, oh, that's going to make me hot. I don't want to do that. He has to lift weights if he wants to be a buff bodybuilder. Otherwise, he cannot be. If a treaty wants to become the supreme law of the land, has to comply with the condition of under the authority of the United States.